All right. Another day.
Another what?
I'm going to confidently say we are not starting with bad bars.
Uh-oh.
I got a segment.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I got bars today, though.
I'm not saying you can't do them.
I can get them off?
You can do them after this.
Okay.
But I got a segment.
Oh, God.
And the segment is this.
I'm nervous.
You shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
Thick facts.
Okay.
We doing them up top. Because I know for the past month or two, we've been Blabbermouth McGee.
Super.
And we run out of time, and I've just been stacking facts.
Me too.
So let's get off. Let's do two. Let's give people what they wanted, and then that way you can do your bars, and then we can go into the thick facts and make sure we don't run out of time.
Okay.
Cool?
Okay.
All right. I'll start.
All right.
Just to emphasize how nasty these niggas are out there. And when I say niggas, I mean everybody.
Oh, my God.
Get this. Approximately 70% of people in the world do not use toilet paper.
70?
70%.
What are they using? Well, I know some use bidets. Bidet?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't, even after a bidet, you should still finish it off with some toilet paper.
Yeah.
It says the paper doesn't get you as clean as water. Feces transmit diseases, including hepatitis, E. coli, and maybe even coronavirus. The environment toll is massive. And it says that more common toilet paper-induced ailments include urinary tract infections and something bum doctors call polished anus syndrome.
Polished anus? What the hell is that?
It says logging for the type of paper used in toilet rolls impacts over 1 million acres per year in the precious Canadian boreal forest alone. And it says a lot of this deforestation supplies the luxury consumer as recycled toilet paper isn't as gentle on your tush. I didn't know there was recycled toilet paper. Yet 70% of the world's population doesn't use toilet paper at all. Big areas of Southeastern Europe, Africa, and Southeast Asia use water instead. So you're right. That is a mix between bidet, but I think that a big part of that 70% isn't just people in America with access to it that are just like, I'm gonna get up and just walk around with shit butt all day. It's people who don't have access to it, and they, like maybe like third world countries or just places where they just straight up use water, or that there's like a lot of countries where they just kind of like poop in a river. I don't know if they just slosh their butt.
I don't know.
You've never seen that?
No.
There's countries that like they poop and drink and wash their clothes in the same river. And you'd think they'd be like poop downstream, but it'd be like somebody peeing and pooping right here and somebody like washing their clothes in their face.
Jesus Christ.
And the water's flowing that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Upstream? So you shouldn't upstream and you
Right.
gotta like,
So
you gotta like dodge the logs?
You just, that's just the water you using.
That is tough.
You think there'd be some systems, yeah.
No. So some of the places that I've gone to, like Colombia, Egypt, maybe even India, you actually have to pay attendance for toilet tissue. It's not just in. It's not
those
just
people
in the
that be in the
restroom.
bathroom.
Yeah, you have to. You actually have to buy the pieces of toilet tissue. You just have to tip, and that's how you get toilet tissue to use the restroom.
Ooh, so those attendants probably know exactly who nasty. They'd be like, "I'm good. I forgot my wallet. All right, bye." Probably don't even wash their hands after that. They're just like, ooh.
That's an interesting fact, but
yeah, 70% is way too high of a percentage.
That's way higher than I ever anticipated. Wow. Okay, mine. So these are a couple of just small facts about sex. Okay. Pain during sex. Pain during sex is a common sexual dysfunction affecting around 25% of people and is more common in women than men. Very interesting.
In women?
In women.
That makes sense. You guys are the ones getting stabbed up.
Beat up. Hydration. being properly hydrated can help with orgasms by increasing oxygen levels in the bloodstream and facilitating natural lubrication.
Okay, so
Yeah.
drink a bottle of water before smashing.
Okay, so to go further into orgasms, while about 90% of women report orgasming from some form of sexual stimulation, most women don't routinely orgasm from intercourse.
Yeah, I hear penetration coming is kind of more rare than most women need the mouth.
Okay.
Or the
Period.
vibration.
Let me hear that. In contrast, nearly 100% of men routinely orgasm from intercourse.
We get it done. We busting nuts. Now, the trade-off is that ours lasts maybe 5 seconds and y'all's be lasting. Y'all be like, 30 seconds to a minute.
Love it.
Back to back to back.
Multiple orgasms is crazy. And actually, multiple orgasms can get kind of annoying at the end. Like, it's kind of like...
Annoying?
Yes, because the feeling is so intense that you kind of want a little break, you know, but it keeps coming and it's like, fuck,
oh no, I got to fart.
You know, it's crazy. Sperm survival. Women are fertile for about 3 to 6 days each month, depending on their menstrual cycle. And lastly, aphrodisiacs. Golden apples are considered a natural aphrodisiac, especially for men, and have been used as traditional medication for impotence, premature ejaculation, and sexual dysfunction. So get you
golden
some golden
apples?
apples out there.
What is this, ancient Greece?
Well, no, but if we still got golden apples available and you dealing with some, you know,
I wonder
SD,
if being properly hydrated goes into like what the squirt smells like. Because you know how like sometimes when there's like a squirting happening, it'd be like, that smells like a lot of pee. And then other times it'd just be like, she might be hydrated. Is
that how you've thought about that?
I mean, I feel like it be sometimes the pee smell is a lot heavier than others, you know, and then sometimes it's just like, you know, it smells like
it probably
squirt.
does have to do with that. Maybe if she drank a lot,
right? It's like diluting the pee.
Maybe, yeah.
And if she ain't drank no water, it's probably just pee and dust. Sand comes out.
Yeah, that's disgusting. You're horrible. What's your second fact?
Was that all one fact?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is kind of quick, but it's a stab in the heart to anybody born in the 90s and 80s. Us. If you were born before September 4th, 1998, you are older than Google. That's one of them facts that be like, you know, you talk to somebody who's born in the year 2000, who's 24 now,
right?
Which is crazy. Grown man or woman.
You're older.
You'd be like, Google. Yeah, I remember back when Google wasn't around.
I
was doing Ask Jeeves. You remember Ask Jeeves?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So what's Google's date? September 4th, 98?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It says, as 90s kids are still trying to figure out how to adapt, they're still somehow ahead of the curve. They are not to be underestimated or written off. The 90s were a magical time. Style-wise, it was a decade. Blah, 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 blah. None of this stuff is... This is just praising people born in the 90s. But yeah, technically, 98 was that year. And before that, well, there was Yahoo. There was other search engines, you know, but just nothing that survived, like Yahoo and Ask Jeeves. But Google's an actual word in the dictionary now.
Right.
So if you ever want to, you know, have a little old head episode with one of these youngins, just say, you know, I was around longer than Google. And they'll be like,
some people are around longer than cell phones.
When were cell phones invented?
Cell phones. Let's see. Did you have one in high school?
I had one in middle school.
You had a cell phone in middle school?
8th grade. Oh, 1973.
Okay.
was the first mobile phone.
Okay, but for like the general
Oh,
public.
for the public, 83.
Okay.
How big was your cell phone in high school? Because I had one. It was like it was one solid thing, and you pop the faceplate off, and you can swap them.
I had a brick.
Yeah, them big Vice City bricks.
Phone.
That's hella 80s.
It's crazy.
But you were in high school in the 2000s.
Yep.
So that's not the 70s. Why'd you have an old phone? You make it seem like I was in high school in the 80s.
No, like for when it came around to kids having phones, like you're just talking about the first mobile phone ever invented.
Mm-hmm.
But the average person didn't have a mobile phone when it was first invented.
Right.
You know, so it took a really long time for people to get, because you go from, I think, are those mobile phones car phones? Because remember, people used to have phones that were in the car. Is that what they mean by mobile phones?
No, handheld.
Because actual handheld cell phones that the average person was carrying, I don't think that was 83. When it started like Motorola and shit like that.
Was that what you had?
I don't know. I don't know what I had.
Okay. Well, what's your second?
My second one has to do with anger. People be angry out here. And I feel like it's my duty to help.
Is it?
Yes. It's all of our duties. It's yours too. To help if we can, you know, with either explaining or helping people through it. So I'm going to explain.
Okay.
What does anger do to your body?
Oh.
The adrenal glands flood the body with stress hormones, such as adrenaline and cortisol. The brain shunts blood away from the gut and towards the muscles in preparation for physical exertion.
Okay.
Heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration increase, and the body's temperature rises and the skin perspires.
So you're just stressing your body out.
Super. Adults and children experience anger differently. Whereas children most often feel anger from the perspective of frustration. They can't have what they want when they want it. Adults get angry when they feel out of control. I feel like some of that childlike anger kind of floods into adulthood.
Yeah, angry kids become angry adults for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably, every time you get unnecessarily angry or just angry period, you're probably cutting some off of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that stress, you probably making gray hairs, you probably making wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about that. You're losing your youth. You're losing your youth every single time you get angry.
Mm-hmm.
So keep it under control.
You gotta watch that because they say stress can kill.
Stress is like the number one problem for everything. Like every ailment that you look up, stress is on that list.
Yep.
That's crazy. And so people out here crashing out, waiting to crash out.
That's one of the funniest terms to me. I'm so glad.
It makes so much sense too.
He's crashing out.
Nah, for real. We've been watching them.
Oh.
Yeah, F you for putting me onto that. It's a fucking intense show.
It's so
But
good.
it's so crazy because it reminds me of Beef, the one with Glenn from Walking Dead. I'm so bad with actor names. But the thing I like about that show, even though it's very intense, is it shows you what people are going through.
Yep.
And it's like the biggest representation of hurt people because you got this white lady who is just obsessed with their black neighbors, and the black neighbors just be chilling. They just be like having fun, dancing, not thinking about anybody, and they're just like, her whole life revolves around tearing them down, and she's not even friends with the people who she says she's friends with. They have weird energy.
They're really
with
tearing
each other
down. They're doing like little slick shit to each other.
Yeah.
And then blaming it on the black people. It's like, bro, like,
yeah, they're spending their whole day, since they kind of bored and have nothing going on, so they just sit outside their day playing their house playing music and doing all this stuff. And you're just like, what is with this person? And then you go into their backstories and you're like, ooh, Jesus Christ, you are miserable.
Yeah.
And then even like we were talking about crashing out, the mom, you know, she is fed up with white people and she's crashing out, running outside with a gun, all this stuff. And then you see her backstory and you're like, oh my God.
Diabolical.
Oh my God. So it's kind of just like, man, like you see these people in the comments on the internet and just like all these people who are just seemingly doing this stuff for nothing. And it makes you feel really, really bad and kind of have some type of understanding for people who's just their whole life is to bring misery to others and hate and all this stuff. And it's just like, you go into their backstory and it's just like, that's all you've been through. That's all you were taught. And that's why we were just talking about like traffic the other day. It's just like, at this point, I ain't even trying to mess with nobody. Like
I'm the person that, you just cut the line and you trying to get in front of me. You got the right one today.
I am
because I'm like, oh, you want to get in? Here you go.
So many people have the life where they're just on the brink of crashing out, and you don't want your one little interaction in your, you know, our lives are okay. You know what I mean? Our lives are pretty good. So it's like you don't want to be that straw that breaks the camel's back in some random NPC's life who is just waiting to go to jail.
And that's why, like you brought up beef, all of that over a parking spot. It really was.
It wasn't.
Over. It wasn't. But the triggering factor was something so small.
Right.
You know, that it was as small as a parking space.
But it was built up by so much stuff.
You know,
and to be honest, their backstories were bad, but they didn't have nothing on them.
Right. But you don't know who is going to be triggered by that situation as small as a parking spot.
Facts.
You know, and so I know for me, I'm not crashing out over no parking spot. But I know if I get into it with someone who does, then I can get roped into a whole situation.
Right.
I could have been like,
you can be like, hey, that was mine. Take it.
You got it.
You about to go on a shooting spree.
Right. Like, I'm out of here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
Let it go. All right. I am kind of a fan of the facts up top.
That was really good.
All right. Really good. Go ahead, Eminem.
Bars. Okay. I'm still in my idiotic rapping zone.
Still. Interesting way to put it.
All right. You know, you got a lot to say. We might have to do part 2 of
the rap battle. I'm here for it. I smoked you the first time.
You didn't smoke me. You may have
don't
one.
Know what they talking about.
You may have one on some of the polls, you know, but all in all, I feel like I was the victor.
Overall, they sided with you.
All right. The story of your life is stupid.
Damn.
Quit fighting love or I'll shoot your ass like Cupid.
You're better than that.
I'm kind of sorry. That was mean. Accept that shit so we can start off clean.
I'm sorry. That was kind of mean. You rapped that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry. That was kind of mean. Accept that shit.
That is boof for a rapper to say.
Accept that shit so we can start off clean.
I'm sorry. That was kind of mean is a crazy rap bar.
I mean, saying somebody's life is stupid was me.
That was my favorite part. Those first 2 bars. Well, that first bar was pretty solid. Stupid. Rhyming stupid with Cupid. It's 2024. Come on.
Listen, I'm going to do what I want to do. And in that moment, that was what I wanted to do. Okay. Damn it. And I wrote this literally.
Hanging fruit. All right. Interesting thread. It's posing an issue like most tweets do.
Okay.
Dude tweeted this: dating does not mean we have to talk every day.
Here you go with the bullshit. Well, let me strap up.
It's not that much bullshit.
It's about to get messy.
All right, what you got?
Mine is very light. When you're drunk, what's the first thing you want?
This is easy.
Yeah.
And it's probably not what you would think, but it is what you would think. I'm going to go first because mine is super quick.
Is it?
Dating does not mean we have to talk every day. I'm gonna save my thoughts for last.
I'll hold mine off too. Then.
Okay, this is a dude who followed this up. He don't speak for all.
A doo-doo dude?
A dude who.
Oh.
A dude who responded to this. I didn't even say doo-doo. That's crazy. Doo-doo. He don't speak for all of us. If I go one day without hearing from you and I wasn't given no heads up or explanation why, I'm gone.
Period.
That is just as toxic. That's more toxic than my stance on it. And I feel like that's y'all tripping. Okay.
You said it was a guy who said it, so.
Someone said y'all ain't dating then, y'all just talking.
Yeah.
Only emotionally unavailable people say this.
That is true. I happen to agree with that.
Someone said, moi, blocked. If you want to be a part-time girlfriend, just say that. There's people out here who talk at least 4 times a day and they just in the talking stage.
Mm-hmm. Like, how could you not want to talk to me? Like, what?
Someone said, every day, yes. All day, no.
Right. Right.
Here's somebody with some sense. Are people sabotaging their own potential relationships again? Facts.
So we know where you lie. We've been known where you lie, though.
Talking every day is wild and insecure. Get a life. Thank you. That was a woman. That was a woman that say that.
Wow. So have a good day in the morning. A morning text could be considered talking. That to you is too much.
Now I'm just going to say one more and then I'm done with this. I'm done with this comment section because it's a lot. Woman says, if that man doesn't call me every day, I'm still single in my eyes, bookie, respectfully. All right. Here's my thoughts.
Oh, here we go.
You guys need to get the fuck over yourself. This whole he don't hear from me, I'm out. I'm single. He didn't talk to me for one day. I'm about to go suck a dick. Mm-hmm. Y'all are weird. You guys are fucking weird. Okay. Because guess what? Some people have shit to do. I get it. I don't even talk to my mama every day. You hoes will never, ever be on the same level as my mama.
He's so violent right now. Oh
I'm just saying, to say, let's say, okay, it wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago. I had 3 days in that week where I had a 6 a.m. call time, right? Mm-hmm. I had to get up at 4 something. I was on set till about 7. When I got back, I did nothing but chill and play video games, right? If I don't talk to a woman that day, and then the next day when I'm off, I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, I thought I was single. Fuck you. Go be single. That is the stupidest.
Let me ask
I'm getting a headache.
This.
That is the stupidest reason. You feel like, really, get off of your high horse throne with a dildo in the seat. Because you clearly feeling yourself way too much. That's crazy to me.
Okay, so I get that there are people that don't want to hold conversations every day.
Yeah.
But I think that look at it like this, okay? Part of dating, it progresses, right?
Yeah.
And it progresses to you guys, getting to know each other, to you guys really liking each other, feeling like you're in a relationship or whatnot. And then as it grows, either you move in together, you get engaged, you live together, blah, blah, blah. So if you live with someone, right, you're going to end up talking to them every single day, right? So when you're I guess, growing up to that, I guess it really depends on where you are in the dating world and if that person is dating someone else. Because sometimes, from a woman's just my perspective as a woman, if I'm only dating you, yes, I would like to hear from you daily. Whether it's just saying, hey, I hope you had a good day today, or how was it on set today? I hope you had a good shoot today, blah, blah, blah. If you don't respond or whatnot, it's just like, damn, like, you know, you could be like, oh, thank you. Like, today's rough, you know,
I never
or
said
whatnot.
that they text me.
But, well, what I'm saying is it still can be considered like, I think these people are saying if I don't hear from you at all. And I think when you really like somebody or you're really giving someone your all or whatnot, then, you know, going a certain amount of time without hearing from them, physically you feel it.
Yeah, if it's a couple days, 1 day is insane.
I think you want to talk to that person daily because maybe you got stuff that you experience daily where that's your person to kind of tell everything to, or, you know, just like
they need to fill their day out. At some point,
and I
y'all
think
gotta grow
for
some
you
lips.
Saying for you, grow some lips,
grow some
Way
fucking
to go.
lips.
Grow a little clit, grow a baby dick. You know when the clit gets too big, it's considered like
but you don't have to grow that.
Not that big.
Yeah,
don't grow that big. I just think that like how you said, oh, I was on set all day, and then I got home and I played video games. I think for the woman that's dating you, she would be like, well, in between that time of getting home and starting to play video games, a quick little like, hey, day was long, but, you know, I'm about to chill and go sleep.
That's reasonable.
Feel like is okay. If you like somebody, then I feel like it'd be a no-brainer. It wouldn't feel like a chore to talk to them daily. So I think that's the difference. And maybe if somebody doesn't want to talk to their partner, the person that they're dating. Now, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on the level of the relationship. Because if it's still in a point of the relationship where you guys are both dating other people, then talking to one person every day is unreasonable as fuck. You know?
Yeah, but they did say dating, which is...
So,
they didn't say like a relationship. Yeah.
So if y'all got multiple eggs in each other's baskets, you know, like you got a whole bunch. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of eggs in your basket. She got a whole bunch of eggs in her basket. If y'all dealing with multiple people like that daily, then yeah, it's super unreasonable to be like, hey, every one of the niggas in your basket need to be talking to you every day, you know, and vice versa. But,
I agree.
But if you guys have gotten to the point where it's kind of, even if you're not in a committed relationship, it's just still just kind of you two, and maybe you guys are growing up to that. I think what it really comes down to is I like you so much that you're the person that I want to talk to daily. You're the person I want to share my day with. You're the person I want to know, like, how things were. You know, if you had a bad day, I would want to know so I can send you something. If I can't see you, like send you a little Instacart or something with like, you know, with some like goodies or whatever. Like, you know, just being there, being in touch is just less lonely.
Everything you said is 100% facts. I understand that. You're right. My problem with this question is I feel like the people who are responding are so uppity that the consequences are insane. So it's like, yeah, I get it. Like when you get home, you could shoot something over. You know what I mean? If they text you, what's crazy is when they go a whole day without getting texted and they don't text. So it's just like, they're just like, you know, being a little kid. Like, well, he had to text me first. What you're saying is facts. When there's an opportunity, when I get home, I could text while I'm playing video games, whatever. If I go to sleep or whatever, if I'm just like out of it and want to just do my own thing, it's the responses that's just like, I'm single. You know what I mean? What happened with you and Patrick? You guys were such a great couple. Oh, last Wednesday I didn't hear from him. What? That part is so stupid to me. It's just like, if that's an issue, then just talk about it. Hey, what happened? Man, I had a long day with XYZ. How are you? You know, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, people want to talk to that person every single day, but I just think that it's so pompous and uppity to just be like, if he don't talk to me within a 24-hour period, I'm done.
So I assumed with the responses that you read off, I assumed that they were more so referencing a pattern. So it not just being a one-off, but a pattern of not hearing from this person.
I mean, not really.
You know what I'm
said
saying?
Dating does not mean we have to talk every day. Oh, you mean like there's like multiple days that happens?
It's not just, we go one day without talking and, it's a wrap. I feel like it's more so speaking to...
So you got one day, and then after that, it's a pattern, and then you're done.
No. I'm saying if it comes down to it, if you're constantly like going days without talking to the person that you're seeing, whether it's every other day, if it's like every other day that I hear from you, chances are I'm not gonna feel like you serious about me. Every other day is like,
you know what I'm saying? Constant. I'm just saying, like, I get the fact that there has to be an open line of communication, but I'm saying if there's one day this week, and then a few weeks later there's another day, and then the next week there's a day. That to me, it's not super consistent, but I think that it's just like people have lives, you know what I mean? I get it. Like sometimes for me, I feel like there's a lot of relationships where one person is doing nothing all day and one person is doing a bunch of stuff all day, and then that switches, but I don't know. I just think that there's this new age of just like men and women that when they're in relationships, they just have to be like held up on a chair. Just like any inconvenience is just like, I'm out of there because I'm a damn princess. I'm a prince. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll tell you this. When I'm dating, I don't necessarily want to talk to him every day until I catch feelings. Once I catch feelings, then I want to talk to you every day. But and like I said, it doesn't have to be like a long-standing conversation. A check-in, something sweet, something to be said once I catch feelings, once I really like you. Before I really like you, I don't need to talk to you every day. I don't need to check in on your day every day, and you don't need to check in on mine until I like you. And I think, your views on relationships just definitely have a lot to do with whether you want to be in one or not, So if you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody, then I feel like the views are going to be, I don't got to talk to you every day. Like, why would I have to talk to you every day? But somebody who does want to be in a relationship is going to have the opposite of like, I want to talk to that person every day because that person, so I think that's where a lot of people kind of get into the whole push and pull of, I don't have to talk to you every day. I want to talk to you every day, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And so until like, you get to a point with that person where, you want that. Because if it's a struggle and a fight to be like, I gotta, then you don't necessarily want that. And that person needs to know, like, this is how you feel about that, know? But if it's like, I didn't talk to her, I'm going to go, I'm going to play these video games, but I don't feel like talking, it's just kind of like a chore. It's like, okay, then, maybe you have to find that person, because some people will come into our lives that will completely like blows your shit away, and you're like,
but that's the problem. That's the thing with me. I want to
talk to this person. I ain't ever like talking to people like that.
But that's the thing with me. It's not like I'm setting this way, and then when I meet somebody, I just completely change my mind. I'm openly saying that I understand what you're saying. I understand your side. I just don't get the backlash when it doesn't happen for a day, It's
unreasonable for it to happen for just one day and then a person be like, I'm done.
I think that checking in is something that you can easily do if you are busy, and I understand that. And off top, I know I'm in the minority for this. It's fine. I just don't get it. But I think that I understand that checking in, even on the busiest of days, is possible. I just think that if you don't, the whole like, I'm single, I'm in these streets, blah 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 blah. He didn't even find 5 seconds. It's just like, I think that the weight of the backlash of that not happening for a day is showing me how insecure and vain people are to the point where it's like, your life has to revolve around me, and if it doesn't for one day, I'm out of yours.
Because niggas take flights in one day. Niggas will do shit in one day
Oh,
where
God.
you like. I mean, I had to go into the toxicity.
But that's the
of the
other
thing.
part
It's
of
like,
y'all
oh,
insecurity.
You don't want to talk to me for a
Oh
day
my
because you with
God.
your other bitch.
He didn't hit me for 24 hours. He must have
he's
flown
with his
to
other
Bali
Yup.
and smashed Russell Simmons.
No, not flown to Bali, but there are quicker flights that people take and they will dip off. And I think sometimes if you're dating someone, they might look at that and be like, oh, you don't want to talk to me all day, huh? You don't want to talk to me in the night, huh? Because you out with this bitch, or oh, she don't want to talk to me.
Strictly, if this happens, then it's this.
She must be with her other nigga if she not trying.
If it's this happens, then this is happening, and that will dig y'all into an early grave. And my whole thing is let it.
Look,
I wish I talked to a girl who said you didn't talk to me on Tuesday, and that's why we ain't talking. Well. I guess that Tuesday was it.
Oh my God. So you unreasonable too.
No, I'm saying first of all, I feel like I'm being very reasonable. I'm saying I understand why people would feel like that.
Right.
I feel like we should find a time in the day to check in.
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is that if we don't, and if we just have a day, because I just experienced it. I had a whole week like that. Not like back to back, but there were days where I was just like, man, I'm beat. I've been doing this for so long. I don't want to talk to anybody, you know? So I just think that if that were to happen, for somebody to be so into themselves where they're just like, oh, I wasn't the center of this person's universe for 24 hours. I'm done. I'm out here. I'm single. I'm in these streets again. My whole thing is just like, if it was that easy, go.
But if you had
But
if you had that person in your life for that week, then that week that you were like busy.
I wasn't saying a week straight. I was saying there was spots in that week. Yeah.
I'm saying, but if you had that person in your life, then you're saying like, oh, you wouldn't have checked in on those days, but who's to say that you wouldn't?
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying I understand. I'm saying that you should find a little bit of time, whether it's before you go to set or when you get home, and just be like, hey, I don't feel like talking. And I'm getting better at this too, because I actually had a relationship that lasted a little bit, and because we had a disagreement. And I needed space, but I didn't inform her about the fact that I needed space.
Yowzers.
So I basically let a Friday to a Friday go, and then I hit her up like, hey, what's up? And it wasn't like, I now know that we need to establish that. And she was very cool about it. She was just like, you know, I just need to be with somebody who can't go a week without talking to me.
Absolutely.
And that made sense to me. I was just like, damn, we didn't even establish that we were going to stop talking. And from her perspective, she just didn't hear from me for a week, right? So I understand the fact that you need to check in.
How were you able to go a week without talking to
because
her?
we had a big disagreement.
Oh, okay.
And in my opinion, she fucked up. So I was just like, I need to put this to the side of my life for a little bit. But I just wasn't mature enough to be like, let's talk about you being in the side of my life real quick. So I understand. And like I said, I don't even hit my mama up every day. So I just know that I need to get better about this period, right? But I understand that you probably should check in if you're in a relationship. The only thing I'm defending is that if you have a day where it doesn't happen, and then you check online and this chick is on dates again, she's I'm out here in these streets, I'm single. Why? Because Monday. Then get your ass into the streets. I don't care. If that was it, then it would have been something else petty. Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's the only thing I'm defending out here. I know I'm in the minority, but I'll fight with my back to the wall.
I think you're only in the minority because of how you're interpreting it. If you interpret it as just this one day, and it doesn't happen often, but if it happens this one day, then, and you back in the streets after this one day, then, you know, good riddance.
That's
I feel
what
like
it made
everybody
it seem like they were talking about.
I feel like everybody would be on your side. I would be on your side then. It's like, nigga, like I had a fashion show that I had to walk in all day. We couldn't have our phones on us. They put them in pouches and took them away, you know, type shit. And then I fell asleep on the way home. And when I got home, I just, you know.
Oh, I already know how you guys feel about the text. I fell asleep.
You know,
we can't even be tired out here. Oh, he fell asleep. What bitch were you with?
But what I think those people and the majority is really responding to is it's the mindset of I shouldn't have to talk to you every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that whole mindset of if you have that mindset, I shouldn't have to talk to you every day, then you probably will go days without talking to me, whether it's every other day or, you know, 3 times a week or whatnot,
right.
Whatever, 4 times a week, whatever it is, it's basically saying like, you feel comfortable not talking to me and I don't feel comfortable not talking to you. And that's how I think we looked at it in the grand scheme of things. It's not just this one day that you're not talking to the person. It could be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
I think if both people are confident in their relationship, I don't think that's a big deal either. I think that the main thing I've been talking about this whole time is it seems like a lot of people in these comments have a 24-hour timer where it's like you go a day without talking to me because I'm made of gold. Then I'm done, you know. But I also think that, you know,
but when you live with somebody,
if you live with somebody, then you can't go a day without talking to somebody.
Right. And I think people want to be in that before they get there.
Sure. But I mean, if you wake up next to somebody and fall asleep next to somebody, you're not gonna, you would clearly be mad at them if you went a whole day without talking to them. But I'm just saying in the text message world and just like keeping up with them, I think that knowing that I wouldn't be upset if, you know, a couple days in the same week, I'll just boldly clarify that. In the same week, if I didn't hear from them, my first thoughts wouldn't be cheating. They don't like me. I'm back in the streets, blah, 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 blah. I think that's just a weird way to think of any relationship. So I don't know. I think that a lot of these comments that I'm referring to, I feel like they have like a 1-day timer, but it's also like I've dated busy women. I prefer busy women, you know, as opposed to people just
we just saw a whole thing on why men prefer busy women. Hey, did we not? You posted it.
I mean, I think that the most substantial answers from them was that they just aren't in your shit all the time. You know what I mean? They're not, their whole life isn't revolving around what you doing today, blah, blah, blah. Can I go to this? Can I go to this with you? Can I go to this with you? Blah, blah, blah. They don't have their, I like when people have their own shit going on.
Yeah.
Period. Especially the woman I'm with. So I think that when somebody has other stuff going on and their whole, like a lot of these answers that I just read, they give off like my whole life is about my relationship. You know, and that to me isn't that sexy.
I thought like with that, when I saw that story that you posted, it said like, you know, people who are too busy are not making room in their lives for love, which I think it's.
Oh, that's what you meant?
That's what it said. That's what that post said. It's like those people who are too busy are making their lives 100% about career, are not making room for love and relationships, you know? So you have to kind of take a step back from some of those things to allow yourself to have that space for love and relationships and stuff like that. And so that's why when I saw that, because a couple of people sent that to me and I was like, oh, you know, that makes a lot of sense on why some emotionally unavailable men would say I prefer to date busy women. It's because you don't have to, if these women are so busy that they really don't have room in their lives to introduce love, and that man has made his life about 100% about his career, then they're going to be two like-minded people who just deal with each other on a surface level and don't have to worry about love because there's no room. I don't see any
problem with that.
And I don't either.
I feel like there's different eras in people's lives, and I've seen people who were introduced to love way too early and it ruined their life, or
sure.
ruined that part of their life. So I think that it's not necessarily about like you should always be open to love. There's some times where you just being focused on work is good for you. You know, I don't think that everybody should just be looking for love all day, every single day. You know, there's certain times where it's just like work on yourself. You know, love can come later. Love can come before, you know. I think that there's different eras in people's lives. And like I said, I respect people who have a discipline and just be like, I'm not looking for this right now. I'm focused on this. You know, I'm not looking for this right now. I'm focused on this because...
Well, you know, they say love comes when you least expect it. So
which is the best part of it.
It comes when you're not looking. But I think what that post was saying is if you're constantly filling your life, even if the love that is supposed to be coming, you're not going to make room for it.
I think that's good advice.
And it was a good post. It was good. I was surprised you posted it. I was like, look at Pat. Look at Pat out here with the love post.
I'm not just over here on the dark side yelling. I see both sides, but I just feel like I argue about the intricacies of certain things.
I think you've made it clear You've made it clear on your platforms that love is not something you're interested in. It's not something you really want. And a relationship is not something that you're looking to be in. So I think a lot of your viewpoints they support that. But
I also support the other side.
Yeah, you do.
It's not like I just make it. I try not to make it seem like everybody else who thinks differently is crazy. There's weird things on both sides, and I just try to address.
But I think
both of them.
it's refreshing to have your point of view in that space, because a lot of times what I've seen on a lot of other podcasts is the men that are in that space are real like relationship, and they just have this intense almost anger for relationships. And
I hope I never come across as angry.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You have your. Sometimes you have some toxic viewpoints sometimes.
But not angry.
But I think not angry. Definitely toxic, but not angry.
That's fine.
But I think it's pretty cool how you are able to, describe it and just talk about the other side of the coin, because a lot of us are on the side of like, hey, I want relationships, I want kids, I want marriage, I want, family, I want legacy, I want all this stuff that's family oriented. And then we get to hear from a side that is not really interested in all of that. So
sure. Because I think both types of people exist.
They do.
Yeah.
And we're going to see social media has brought to light a lot more of those people.
All right. So I thought that was going to be a quick thread, but I definitely want time for yours.
Mine's pretty quick.
What you got?
When you're drunk, what's the first thing you want? Tony Baker responded on the first of this. This is at the top.
I'm sure his is close to mine.
Jokes.
When he's drunk, he wants jokes?
Tony doesn't drink.
Oh, skip him.
I just thought about that. Once I saw his name, I was like, joke. But then I was like, wait a minute, he doesn't drink. This girl said, my man that I don't have. Oh.
Sad. She be pulling out the vibrating lightsaber.
Somebody said air because it's hot. When they drunk.
Oh, they need to get outside? Okay.
Yes. To talk about some deep shit I'm supposed to be over.
God, I don't want to be around them I hate when those people who just turn a good time into their time, and they're like, all right, I know we're all drunk and having fun, but let me dump on you guys. Oh, exactly. I'm never drinking with you again.
Wings and dick.
I was about to say, I'm not hearing a lot of perverted stuff that I was expecting.
Right? Weed. I can see that.
Okay. Drug addict.
This one is so cute. I want a hug. Everyone becomes beautiful to me.
Okay.
She might be on some other shit.
It's a good vibe. Yeah, it sounds like Molly. But...
right. She said, I want to be ate up. I might want to eat some shit up too.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
Somebody said
she seems fun.
Right. I want to be swallowed up. To not be drunk anymore. I get that.
Yeah. If it goes too crazy.
If it goes to when your eyes are closed and the room is spinning, you're too far.
Reverse Uno card.
Somebody said to dance.
Okay,
I like
good
that
time.
One. Another girl that said my man, and then I realized I don't have one.
All right, that was kind of said already.
Somebody said Jesus's assistants.
Oh God.
And this goes
Sloppy
back to right. This goes back to Tony Baker's to laugh because the sense of humor is next level.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
having fun and laughing when you're drunk is always a good time.
Oh, I just said this one for the room to stop motherfucking spinning.
Mm-hmm.
For the bank to give me the money back that I spent.
Facts. When you drunk, you just like let it rip, and then that next day you like, I bought how many shots? I do like that freedom though, because I be frugal all day, but then just to be around like a group of people, you and I are both very guilty of this. We'll just be like, fuck it, I'm getting shots for everybody.
Yes.
How many people? 23 for sure.
Yes, it's a hot mess. Some goddamn wings, all flats, hard fried.
Okay.
So wings is the go-to,
She
huh?
knows what she wants.
Damn, most of these were women. And you know what that means.
Dick.
Dick.
Mhm.
Dick. Like, eggplant emoji, dick, eggplant emoji.
It really depends on how well I know the woman, because I ain't about to fuck no drunk girl.
Oh, damn, water. And then somebody said another drink.
Water and then another drink.
Mhm.
At least they're, trying to dilute it.
More wings to eat in my bed. Sex and chicken wings. Okay. Chicken wings, you win.
For sure.
You
Clearly.
win.
Eating my bed is
Aw.
my spirit animal.
Somebody said my girlfriend. That's very
that's-
sweet.
That was said. I guess not from the male perspective.
Right. It hadn't been from
There was
the
a
male's
weird
perspective.
point in time, college era, where you'd go. It's probably still happening everywhere, but I just haven't seen it since college.
Mm-hmm.
That last call thing,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the lights go up, everybody's drunk, and then dudes just go on this rampage of like, I need to bring something home.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just going up to random people that they didn't even put in work all night to get to know them. It's just like, who will just talk to me for 5 seconds and fuck me?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a dangerous game. Like, why would you do that?
Because it a lot of times they get to the end goal, because I
not
know
worth
you
it.
saw how many responses, you heard how many responses said dick, 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 dick.
Mm-hmm.
Dick, 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 dick.
But I mean,
You
hopefully
know?
none of those implied random dick. I mean, I could see like a woman like getting tipsy and then hitting up their man or they sneaky link and being like, I'm pulling up,
That
which is still like a little iffy, but it's like you have a rapport with them,
Mhm.
just to like get with somebody who's, and there's levels of drunk too. There's tipsy and it's still like, I'm fine. I'm still in my right mind. But then there's like drunk, like I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And niggas go
You
for
don't want
that.
you don't
And
want that.
that's super, super weird, especially with a random. Like my rule right now is just to not do that. Any level of drunk, it's just probably safest to just be like, no, especially if you're not on that level, just don't.
I've always thought that the male's perspective was at the beginning of the night. They start the night with, I'm going to find something to go home with. So I always thought that was, by the time the end of the night came, if all the work that you put in with the chicks that you wanted to take home, if that didn't pan out, then it came down
It's
to
desperation.
plan B.
It's not like,
but
oh,
I
I'm having
thought
a
it
good
was-
time dancing with my friends,
Mhm.
and then it's like, oh, we're out of time. Let me start. No, as soon as they start getting dressed,
Mhm.
that's what they're thinking of.
Yes.
And a lot of niggas just fail throughout the night. So then they go for just like either the last pickings or the ones who ain't in their right mind, and neither of those is a good idea.
I think the realization for me, because before it's like, oh, I want to go out to the club with my girls and have fun. I just want to drink and dance and, just have fun and then go home to my sneaky link or my dude or whoever it is I'm dealing with or whatnot. I think once I realized that all the guys in the club, that's what they were looking for, they were looking to fuck, is when I stopped liking the club. It was when
How long did that take?
It took a while because, a lot of times when you go out with your girls,
Y'all just be wanting to. Oh, I want to dance and let loose, niggas
with
do
each
not
other.
care about
Like
that. Right.
So I want to go out with my girls and have fun. So the women are not most of them, but there are some that's like, oh, I want to go find some dick to get some
for
tonight.
sure. I was shocked when I found out how many that.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not as like normal.
No,
it's not like when we say let's go to the club, it's like, oh, let's go out, let's have a girls' night out, let's have fun with the girls, you know?
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's easy for us to get dick, so we already got something.
That's what I always thought.
You know,
y'all are probably leaving to go there anyways.
Yeah.
So I always just assume women aren't looking for that unless they show that they are.
Right. Yeah. Right. So it's blatantly obvious when you got a chick that's like, look, we come to the club to get some dick. You know, it's like, and you're any guy you talk to damn near is going to be about
well, that's
that
because
life, you know?
Zero niggas at the club are like, I had a bad day at work. You know, I just want to dance with my homeboys. I just want to let all of this go. They not like us. They not like... It's 0% of niggas. 0. So you have the confusion because it's like, man, there's some groups that I'm with that just want to dance. Some groups that I'm with that just want dick. 100,000% of niggas are just going, let's go to the club and see if we fuck something.
Yeah. So once I made that realization, like every time I go that is the end goal for the guys, I was just like, okay, you win. I'm out.
You win, club.
You win, club. Fellas, y'all win. I'm out. I'm just, gonna stick to events and shit like that, just like
it's just
pointed events. Yeah. Even though I know people going there still looking for the same thing, it's at least like,
I just
networking events.
I think that I feel like there are maybe some girls who would want to fuck me just by looking at me. Maybe, I know that I've encountered that, but I feel like a lot of it for me comes from talking to them, and I can't.
You'd be spinning a little jokey joke.
I can't do that with music that's at 30 decibels. Like I can't holler at another girl yelling and them saying something. And I'm like, what? Once you say what for the 4th time, it's just like this is.
You sound like academics with Takeoff. The better bougie.
Huh? Yeah, it's
what?
just
What'd you say?
It's not fun. What? And I remember the last time I went to a club in LA. Not the last time, but the time I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I think I told you about this. It was a weird club where everybody was let into VIP and no one was on the dance floor. And so everybody was VIP, but there was no P. So everybody was looking at each other in the like being exclusive, but there was no non-exclusive. There was no dance floor. Everybody was just looking at each other being bougie, and I was like, this is not for me. So I don't know. To answer your question, All Def used to do a weekly show at the Chinese Theater. And it was a stand-up show with an open bar. And it was sponsored by, like, I think Ciroc or Tito's. It was like an up-and-coming liquor brand. It was open bar, celebrities everywhere, which means baddies everywhere, people who want to be on the scene, all that stuff. And it was a fuck fest, obviously. Like, people would go, they'd get drunk, they'd take people home, right? This was in Hollywood. My fat ass.
Here we go with your fat ass.
Chick-fil-A was right down the street, and it closed at like 11:30, 12-ish, right?
Okay.
When I get drunk, eating something delicious and falling asleep is worlds better than fucking some random chick. And this was years ago. Whoa. I started All Def when I was like 24, so I was like mid-20s, horn dog, right? 12-piece with Chick-fil-A sauce, and my bed was so much, like, I would literally leave early. I would leave
make sure you made it to Chick-fil-A.
To make sure that I made it to Chick-fil-A, and then I would just go home, and that's how I would end my night, I don't even really, to be honest, I don't really even like smashing drunk, even if we're like partying together and drinking and stuff like that, and we're on the same level, I would rather just go to sleep and then do something in the middle of the night or in the morning, when we're both a little bit better. Because, like, drunk sex is a little overrated, like, If there be some issues. Sometimes it'd be fire, but other times it'd be like the pussy ain't working, the dick ain't working. It just be like sometimes you don't even
stumbling
nut.
and bumbling.
Stumbling and bumbling. You don't nut. You're just sweating and stuff like that. It just be kind of weak sometimes. So I feel like sex is cool, even though it's cool, is nowhere near number one on what I want to do.
I actually, and it's crazy because I've noticed this. If I don't make it to my sneaky link or whatnot, and I go home, I cook.
You cook drunk?
Fucked up, yes.
Do it be good?
Oh my God, it'd be the best I've
So
ever
it's not like
cooked.
one of those things that like you're worse at it when you're drunk.
No,
Interesting.
and it tastes better, but it tastes
It always
better.
gonna taste better.
It tastes better because I'm drunk. It probably
Right.
tastes exactly the same as it does when I'm not drunk, but when I'm drunk, it's heightened. So I make this really good ramen. You've had it before.
Your ramen's great. Sodium galore, but
sodium
great.
galore. But don't drink the broth. Just eat the noodles.
That's
but
the only
don't
thing
drink
I'm
the
sad
broth.
about. I'm usually drinking ramen broth, but I get
In
it.
mine,
though.
I say don't
big
drink
season.
the broth. Yeah, I season the fuck out of the broth. And so I will literally go home, chop up the onions. You
do full cooking.
I will do the
chopping
full,
ingredients, and you don't ever be just like too drunk and falling asleep before it.
I have. I have cooked it all the way through. Had the bowl or the plate ready to eat, ready to serve. No,
Okay.
not stove on. Stove off. But I'll finish everything and forget. I'll sit on the couch or something somewhere in the house,
Knocked out,
and fall asleep.
Knocked out.
And it's like I wake up in the morning like, damn.
My version of that is ordering Postmates and falling asleep before it get there, and then I wake up the next day and it's just the bag's just right there in my door, and I'm like, I can't even eat any of this.
10 hours later.
Man, now has my fat ass woken up at 4 or 5 a.m., opened up, saw some tacos, and ate one just to make sure I got a little bit. Yes, I have.
You're a hot mess.
For the most part, it's done with. But glad to see we ain't whores when we're drunk.
Right, not at all. I'm a food whore.
Ooh, for sure. Because I have definitely dealt with helping out sloppy friends who got too drunk and made horrible decisions that embarrassed themselves, me, and the person that they were dealing with. So I learned from other people's mistakes, and I knew that food and bed, there's really no way it can go wrong.
I get it.
All right, well, let us know in the comments what you do when you drunk and what you want. And then whatever my thread was.
Yeah, what your thread was. It was so good.
Oh, if you need to talk to your partner every single day.
Yes.
While you're dating and or committed relationship. Because dating, I think we can all agree that you don't have to talk to who you're dating every single day. I guess we can all agree. So yeah, just put all that in the comments.
It depends. Like we said, it depends on
if you building
your baskets.
Right, for sure. Let us know all that bullshit in the comments. Once again, I've been Patrick Cloud.
And I'm Persephanie.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.